we are thinking if we can discuss some of the usual questions raised to the morning about why do we do CCS and questions were there. What's the money behind this? Where the money is coming from and where the money is going back. So we would like to discuss a few of the things that come on. And the history is again really going back. So what we invented? We were just discussing during the lunch again that I think exactly what was being that we're doing something. In my childhood days, I had seen cobblers in the street. We are looking back at how much things we are consuming. So the whole world is started consuming, maybe the Western economy is consuming, and don't blame me as an option. So even as an option, we are talking about the consumption pattern. For all of us, it has gone up and down. And sometimes it's necessary, sometimes unnecessary. We are getting ourselves busy. We have been industrialized. We are now actually civilized society. We are using earlier days in the 1940-1945, which is around 50 kWh per meter square per constructed area of year. Now we are using how much? On an average of 260 kWh per meter square per year of electricity. What does it mean? We are coming out. Yes, we might take it seriously, but the thing is coming out that the global CO2 ppm has gone up and it is directly affecting our global economy. This slide we discussed last time also, and I think this is to answer this questions that what climate change takes a toll. We are trying to repeat back. The moment the temperature goes up in the atmosphere, the first thing it does is it heats up the soil. And when the soil is heated up, the moisture from the soil goes up. So the evaporation rate from the earth, Mother Earth, is going up, and the topsoil, which is most fertile, is getting dried and dried. What is happening? The yield per square feet of land, fertile land, is coming down. The first thing is coming out, even in India, still our GDP is more on the agriculture than on the industry. And globally, the food prices has gone more than double in the last 10 years. If you are talking about the 100% rate, it has happened. If somebody of you in the younger generation, older generation, yes, they can fill it out. The younger generation, you have not gone to the market for the last 10 years, please check it out. The food prices has gone up. The availability of food has gone down. Per capita availability of food has come down. And if again, people are going for the economic history or the political economy, in the Egypt what happened last year, we saw, yes, there is a turmoil in this. Do we relate to the climate change? If we talk about the Egypt, they typically don't use rice, they use bread. The bread prices in Egypt has gone up. In the last 3 years, more than 100% again. It's a double in the last 3 years. Because the Russia, which used to send them that wheat, stopped the wheat because of the production of wheat. So we see there is a significant amount of food prices increase because of the low yield, and this is primarily due to the lower fertility of the soil, topsoil, which is coming from again the scientists assuming this is from the climate change. This is the first thing. Next, we discussed the last time also what is the cost of climate change coming in, and which morning we talked about this 7,000 square kilometer, and with a 1 meter of several valleys, how many square kilometer of the land is going down. If we are talking about, because I know the figure of this, last time we discussed about the Bangkok, that how much Bangkok is now getting flooded every year at least 3 times. And the cost is again not in millions, it is coming in billions of dollars. In Abu Dhabi, I know, it is estimated $35 billion to shift the city 15 kilometers down. 15 billion to shift the city 15 kilometers from the shore. This is already getting planned and this is having a cost. Now similarly, we are talking about all the major cities around the coast. What is the total cost of removal of this? Now if we are talking about all this time, if we can come out, we are talking about around $320 trillion of total money. That can $320 trillion of money that is needed to do the primary adaptation of the coastal cities. Forget the other economic impact of this. Now, to answer your first question, that's actually I wanted out your question was why we should do CCS and where this money is coming from. The very simple answer is it's a cost of inaction. The cost of inaction is too high. If we don't do this, our GDP is going to be eroded. Now, can we afford that? If the GDP goes out, this is the national income. So 10% of our income is going down. Now, if we talk about what is the cost, what is the India's national income, and if it is reduced by 10 times, 10% of this, so what is the amount of cost we are coming down? Now, the good part of the CCS is, if we see the morning curve that only alone one technology can do it, the cost of CCS and the quantity of emission reduction it can happen, which is more than 20% of the global emission reductions we can harvest through one technology which is CCS, carbon capture and storage. That's why we are focusing on, globally people are focusing on why CCS should be done. And again, all people, because when we talk about the CCS is just again capturing atmosphere, CO2 from the atmosphere, putting down in the ground. So we don't have any economic activity except for enhanced oil recovery. Now if we don't do enhanced oil recovery, we are just putting it under the ground. Again, people are not mad that they are going to think about this. We cannot do anything which doesn't result into anything. So the cost of inaction, if we talk about the 5 to 10% of the GDP that can be eroded out of this climate change, and if we just consider 2% of this Indian GDP, and if I put 2% of Indian GDP in CCS projects, so just have to balance things out, even then we are putting a cost of CCS over there, which is $160 a ton. However, typical cost of a CCS project is coming to around $50 to $55 a ton. So even if we do CCS project, this is economically beneficial for the society. Now, when we talk about this is economically beneficial for the society, it is very difficult to apprehend. On the other way, it is basically, I'm again making things a bit complex. It is called calculating the economic value of sustainability. The thing is that if we save 1 unit of energy, if we say 1 kilowatt hour of energy, what is the cost of that? Is it 4 rupees that we are talking about? But truly is it 4 rupees or something else? That now we need to think. Because we are engineers, really speaking, we have to stop thinking that we are engineers. We have to go for a much macro level view as a human being on this earth, that whether I save 1 unit of energy, what is the implication of this? See, we are sitting down on 150,000 megawatt of power capacity. We save 10%, that means 15,000 megawatt equivalent. 15,000 megawatt equivalent, roughly 3,000 million tons oil equivalent. Just 1 by 1. will be obviously more than that. That's 15,000 megawatt of energy, if I can say, how much of India's GDP it can grow? How much of oil input? We are end of the day, your money, my pocket is going to fill up that buying that oil from the Middle East. And with the lower value of rupee bills to 50 to 55% is the loss of me. It's not anybody's loss. It is my son, my wife, my mother, and they are going on because of hospitalization or education facilities. Then we are talking about the inflation. The moment most of these inflations is driven by two factors. One is electricity or energy price, second is food. Due to climate change, and you see both are basically attacked. Obviously food as well as climate change. Again, if we say this 50,000 megawatt, how much of oil import prices that can be softening? If the oil import price soften, that actually triggers a second round of growth. Because of inflation coming down, there's triggers a second level growth. Now all these things, so 1 kilowatt hour may have energy savings through CCT. Or working with putting 1 ton of CO2 under the ground by CCS, if we are figuring out saving of energy or saving of some of more going for the food and water issues, it will pay us off. They have multifold. So globally, yes, all the CCS projects in the world, now 22 of them are under work, basically implementation. 6 of them are under operation. I'm talking about non-EOR. Enhanced oil recovery, they are operating on. And so if we are talking about the projects are getting under operation, is Insala. Last time we put this Insala in Algeria for the last 5 years with BP and Statoil. They are absolutely getting 17 million tons of CO2 has been captured and put under the ground. In US, Dakota first coal-fired thermal power plant with the CCS capture has been implemented and they are putting down in the ground, in the mine and in that mine. Things are working, things are operating. Today we will be listening to Alstom, but anyway, today is the CCT. Tomorrow we will be listening to Alstom Director of Global CCS. He will be discussing 6 of the Alstom projects they are doing on CCS. And obviously, next step, they are going to make a visit over there and they will be visiting the real facilities in the CCS. So the thing is that it is real, people are working, and people who are putting money on this, let us try to respect their will that they are putting money because of me also, and I am getting benefited for that. Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is the basis of that claim?
Basis of the claim is this.
Sir?
Basis of the claim is this.
So even I have read some stats saying that 5% is over-exaggerated claim is actually just 0.0
Yes, you can do it.
Yes.
Currently, this is done by the World Economic Forum itself. So this figure.
Can you give some reference or?
Yes, I am giving you that reference only. This is done by Lord Nicholas Stern. NICO is STERL. This is talking about the Stern review report, and it's a document where we have given the methodology, the applications, how it has been coming, how the country GDPs are getting affected, and how they have calculated out. Now, this has been reviewed by a panel of almost 2,000 scientists over there with International Panel on Climate Change, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, and this has been published in the referred journals. So, the moment you are getting, you are challenging.
No, it's not a question of challenge.
No, I
give those references because we have.
No. See, challenging means it's not a me and me. when it is published in a referred journal, and in a referred journal, it means before you publish, it has gone to reference. Because I can publish anything in a national journal, which is not referred. When I go for an international referred journal, before publishing any fact, it is duly reviewed by a set of experts globally and only then it is published. Number two, this is published by this Lord Nicholas John, who is the Economic Forum for London School of Economics. And he represents the World Economic Forum also, and it has been calculated out. It is from Stern review report. You can go.
Essentially, 5 to 66, if the market probability is there. First sentence, just like if the 5 to 63 is marking, this is the real possibility for the next century. I'm asking you this after 2000.
Sir, the possibility has gone up, but though it is the next one. Now, it was the earlier probability, now the fourth, it's a fourth assessment report, the probability portions, which is coming out in 2013, the next one, and by all chances, the indications are this is going to be even probability is going to be higher, not lower. Already the North Pole cap has been, it is now just 6 feet. So if it is 6 feet in the last summer, we are expecting, earlier it was expected by 2018 it will melt. But if we are progressing in this way, hopefully we will make it in 2050. We will advance in 3 years. And we are doing all preparations for that. Not cutting down our consumptions and getting more and more with no actions on mitigations and adaptation. Actually, we are heading towards a complete melting of North Pole cap by 2050. And which does mean, last time also, last time somebody, it can be invitation from somebody else. So what is happening? The whole Arctic Ocean is there. The motion of the waves coming in from cold North Pole to the warm equator. The ocean movement is there. Now, because Earth is rotating and ocean is also moving, and there is a huge force is that the salt water, when it goes to the north, actually it becomes heavy and it moves down. And the warm water on the top goes to the south, and the cold water from the bottom comes to the equator. And that is a typical oceanic movement happens. In the North Pole is one direction, South Pole is the other direction.
Are you talking about El Nino?
No, I'm talking about the ocean movement, ocean current movement. Now what happens if the North Pole cap, ice cap melts, then what happens is this temperature gradient which reduces. The moment the temperature gradient reduces, the movement of the oceanic current that ceases. And if it ceases, that's it is going to be a disaster. Which does mean advancement of the ice age in the Europe, which was actually talking what we were expecting in few thousand years back, we can expect within few centuries. It will be advanced, drastically it will be, ice age is going to be advanced. So now it will be warmer, but that does mean that this is not a very good sign, because always global warming is followed by global cooling ice age, and that means ice age comes much earlier. So we are really treating on a very dangerous, we are not tiger by the tail, tiger is attacking us, and we are keeping our eyes shut. We are not doing anything.
Actually, this discussion again and again, is there a necessity for carbon capture, which is a derivative of global warming, climate change. So we are not discussing global warming and the consequence of climate change at all. We are talking from assuming that there is a global warming and assuming that there need to be a necessity for carbon capture. We are organizing this training, and your question is very, very valid. And we need to recheck our fundamentals. We need to recheck the assumption whether there is a global warming, is there a climate change, and then only there is a relevance for all this. If there is no climate change and if there is no global warming, there is no need for this training program at all. There is no need for CRE. There is no need for your program on climate change. The first thing is we should understand whatever issues we are facing now happens in a geopolitical situation. For example, all of us know, at least some of us know, why is there war in the Gulf? Why is there a democratic setup there in the Gulf? Why is Iraq invaded? Why is Saddam Hussein killed? This all happens in a very geopolitical scale. So whenever we talk about something, whenever we talk against coal, whenever we talk against usage of oil, we are going to hurt somebody very badly. And that lobby, the coal lobby, the oil lobby is not going to remain silent. They are going to bring out a plethora of literature in terms of refuting climate change. See, you have got a coal mine there. It's not India. India, many things the private sector has to do, the government is unnecessarily doing it and inefficiently doing it. Even though I am also from government, they are also most of us from India are government. Government is not supposed to do business, but in India, government is doing the business in many ways. Take Europe, take America. There is a fellow who is having a coal mine. There is a fellow who has got oil well. And what are you telling me? Government, do not invest here. Invest on renewables. And he is going to be badly hurt. If he is going to be badly hurt, what is he going to do? He is going to buy MPs, he is going to buy senators, he is going to buy scientists, and he is going to see to that his investment are safe. He is going to justify the usage of coal, he is going to justify the usage of oil. Otherwise, he will be running out of business, and this is what is happening across the world. There is a fierce battle fought between the lobby for oil and coal and the lobby for renewables and carbon capture and storage. That's one thing. So you will find, when you go into the web, you will find all sorts of information. But as we are not able to clarify our doubts, then how do we tell the layman we are qualified people? All of us are here are either engineers or very highly qualified people. And if you are not able to be very clear on climate change, we will not be able to convince the layman. The layman doesn't know anything. So it is imperative, it is our inherent duty as educated people of our society to be very thorough on climate change and global warming and then go into the changing process. This is what is assumed. But climate change and global warming is another aspect. Basic thing is the governments of the world came together and promoted a panel, an international panel on climate change, which is called IPCC, which Dr. Pachauri was the chairman. And there is a president who got elected, but subsequently said he was not elected, Al Gore. Both of them won Nobel Prize for their efforts in global warming and other things. So you can go to IPCC, you can read all of their reports. So as he beautifully said, he was an instant. He was talking to me, so it is very difficult. You have plethora of IPCC reports on the web. Take any of the reports on climate change or global warming, and it was done by great scientists all over the world, and you read them, you will know what is global warming, what is the impact on climate change. Why should we know that? Is it because of simple academic interest? When an island was vanished from the face of the earth, the island just doesn't vanish from the face of the earth. 7,000 families, 7,000 people who lived there. The children lost their playground. The men lost their jobs. The women have to be out on the street. That is the case. You do not know. In my native town, it is to be buried. We can already feel the effect of sea levels rising. Inside the houses, you will see this water level trying to climb up due to capabilities climbing up the wall. And India has 7,000 kilometers of sea coast due to warm water expansion. If it is going to rise many, many lives will be affected. Their investment will be lost. Their livelihoods will be affected. So, if we are the leaders of the society, if we have some responsibility, I think we need to be very clear on knowing what is climate change, what is its impact, and probably then we'll have to take very serious steps on carbon capture. I think the question on carbon capture and climate is after we get clarified about climate change and global warming. I think those questions are already. Please remember one thing, web is not a very authentic source of information. You find everything. You find a lot of porno sites. You find everything on there. So we have to go to a very authentic source. I think United Nations is one of the authentic sources we can rely on. You can go to any UN website, you can go to Government of India website. We can see. But the problem, why India? Sorry, boss. India is a problem. Jairam Ramesh, when he was environmental minister, hats off to him, he fought like a lion, but ultimately he agreed India will cut its carbon reduction at 2020 to 25% less of 2005 levels. Whatever we have consumed in the year, whatever we are emitting in 2005, from that level, India has committed to 20 to 25% reduction. But who has stacked carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? It is not India. It is US. It is those developed countries. They have been, they have developed for the last 100 years. And they, due to the industrial revolution and after industrial revolution, they are the people who have emitted all the carbon which is accumulated in the atmosphere. Because of that carbon stacking, if now anybody emits carbon dioxide more, the atmosphere is going to collapse. So India cannot be responsible for what the mistake the West has done. But that is the point that Jayani Natarajan, when she was the environmental minister, she was refusing to accept carbon reduction for India. Because India is saying to the world, first you spoil the atmosphere. First you remove the carbon dioxide, then we will remove the carbon dioxide. Because we have just started, we are a very, very young nation. We are only 50 years old. We are just beginning to grow. We have got more than 30 crores of people to be evacuated from poverty. Power is a source of civilization. So we will not be empower our people. We are carbon dependent. So please, first let the Europeans and the Americans clean the atmosphere, then India will come. But having come to that stage when there are negotiations are sort of dissolving, and now India is also agreeing to a certain level of differential commitments with respect to carbon reduction. Now it is our duty as engineers to know what is carbon capture technologies and transport and storage, carbon capture, transport, storage technologies. Because if tomorrow India is going to accept some emission reduction, as Shuvendra I beautifully said last time, we will not be able to do it. Europeans will come, capture the carbon, and they will take away all the money. And we will be playing with our cell phones, playing with our YouTubes and Facebooks, and they will be getting all the credits. So we need to develop our own capabilities. We need to develop our own indigenous technology. If India tomorrow commits to emission reduction, we should be able to address our own problems. Or if West has some problem, even better is, if West has some problem, we should provide the solutions and get the money back to India. And that is why we want youngsters here. Another 20, 30 years, if there is going to be a carbon economy, you know the kind of research they are doing? In fact, you can visit TED, www.ted.com, which is one of the beautiful sites where all the video clippings of wonderful speakers from all over the world are there. There is a research which is going on in US where they are trying to put some particles, some nanoparticles, between moon and the sun so that sun rays will be stopped coming to Earth. That means the global warming will be reduced. That's the kind of research they are looking at in order to reduce the global warming. You put some particles between the moon and the sun, So that shadow, some of the sun's rays will be cut and the earth will not be from that. So in this kind of scenario, how we bring the benefit home to India? How do we save the world and how do we get advantage of it? That is exactly what Shwetu has said last time. If we are not going to do it, they are going to do it.
In fact, I really thank hats off. And I'm going to give you one more thing, what the business opportunity we can have. This is a very, I did not have this team. What we are going to do, we are developing Singapore, what it will be 20 years from now, how it is going to earn its revenue as a knowledge hub, as a source of clean tech hub. So we are trying to test the technology of Singapore. So that's the Indian team who we are designing. So it's not only if we know things out, not only that we prevent others to do business in India, and we can get it. And believe us, the amount of fees we are getting, this is in millions. So we are developing Singapore as a city where what's the vision will be Singapore in 2020, how they are going to earn money, they cannot be industrialized nations, they can be a clean tech hub where they will be nurturing the technology and selling the technology rights. So this is going to be in the future business. So this is just off the thing. But we are this business opportunity is there. So today we develop the capability. We have the highest engineering workforce in the globe, and we can export the technology. Absolutely, I think he's absolutely right. And nowadays, who is having the technology? MHI, Siemens, DuPont, all Europeans. We don't have any technology. Even think about for supercritical, we have to go for Alstom. We don't have our indigenous technology for supercritical or supercritical. Anyhow, hopefully we will be able to develop this. I think this is let's wait for tea. I thought we'll be putting out some more hot point out so that for the team we can have a bit of discussion. And then four we'll be joining back. Alstom, Global Director for Alstom team, will be joining us through Skype. He couldn't come because we are on operation. And hopefully he will be giving us from the horse's mouth what is going on in the world. And as a PhD engineers, power plant professionals, I think it will be a very good opportunity to hear from the Director of Steam Operations, Hugh Kennedy, who has agreed to spend his time. And whatever your questions, you can really interact with him. And if you can frame your questions even now, it will be better. So that we will be having 15-20 minutes of question and answer session with him also. You can actually clear his doubt on what is going on the globe, much more views on the technology, where the technology is heading as far as the power generation, coal-fired power generation is concerned. And unlike us, the consultant is the technology developer. So hopefully he will be able to add real value to all of us. So Kashan, can you go to Tina? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Liquid pipeline natural gas, they can use liquid fuel, all other stability, and think about the net efficiency. They are having 26% plus minus 24%. But they have heat value also coming in. Wherever I can utilize the process in the industries and utilize the power, need of the industrial application as well as many of the hotels and big commercial buildings and complexes, this can be a wonderful solutions coming in. So whenever we will be talking about, I thought instead of putting down on the green coal technologies which can be covered over here, let us discuss what can be the other things going around the world which can be of importance to all of us. Now some wired thoughts, and this is it is wired, particular thoughts. How good are we in the utilization? So this is a question. there are some power plants in India they are having 16% PLF. Are you agreeable to that? Yes or no, sir? We have some power plants in between 16 to 20% of PLF in India. Am I talking right or wrong? Wrong. Pardon?
You are wrong.
I think there is a power plant called Patratu in Bihar, Jharkhand. What about the Panki, Ola, Hazarganj?
Those units are shut.
No, Panki is working.
Hazarganj is shut. Panki.
So in that Panki, I had an incident over there. One of the plant people when we were working on the bridge actually he drowned somewhere. And because he is fat, he couldn't go below. And the thing is that how do we avoid the plants? We know that the question is to ask that how efficient we are and can we be more efficient? If the question is yes, we are very efficient, then I'm sorry. I apologize. But I think if the question is that yes, can we bring our thermal power plants to the level of 34% efficiencies? Yes or no? I think a lot of the questions is yes, we know the technologies. We know these are one of the rocket sciences, we really know that what are the R&D initiatives needs to be done to upgrade the technology. And how much we are doing, I think let me not get into that. I will give you the answer later. I think rest of the two questions I will really discuss on. And few of the things on the CCT, this is a word thought, but I thought I will do it. I know this is not in this, in the tune of this conference, but let's put it. This is a figure we came out from the Ministry of Planning. We also an idea that in the blue mark scenario, India 2050, what is the type of the technologies we can expect for CO2 reduction? We see power sector is around how much? We say 19, 20, 30, 38, 46. So we see 46% efficiency reduction, CO2 reduction is coming from the power sector, and we are not expecting anything from the clinical technologies, CO2 reductions until 2050. That's a figure over there. It gives us two questions. I'm not really more of that. I think we can deliver. We have 2 more days. We can deliver. But the thing is that I go back to one of the slides again over here that there is a typical clinical technology, the amount of efficiency improvement we can get vis-a-vis the CCS, the curve slopes are entirely different. We need to think about that. And then finally, when we come to what are the clinical technologies are coming in and how much in the future, or will we be reaching that position soon or later? Now, talking about the some wired thoughts coming in, and those are the scattered thoughts, I'm directly coming to that. cannot have more than, I think, 35 degrees Celsius average water temperature. And that does mean it will affect on the backbone, and my volume efficiency on the entire cycle cannot reach that. So, there are plus minus. More or less, this is the directions we are going. And VHL is obviously taking the lead after the supercritical, we have tied with Alstom. Now we are with ultra supercritical discussion is already on. And then subcritical was a supercritical, but anyway, that's the way we are going to be going. One of the slides I take some of the VHL presentation. I cannot remember which VHL presentation, but I took it earlier. So I thought we have the VHL, let me go into some of the VHL presentation also. So I copied it and tested it. What VHL is thinking about this. From 1990 to 2010, the journey. However, we couldn't reach the supercritical one. But anyhow, we are very much on this direction. We are off by another 5 or 6 years of timeline, but we are more or less in that same direction. In fact, the H-class turbines are already out. So, things like that. And I think let me skip this thing. This is for the starting material is fine, but features of IGCC technologies you know work better than us. One of the things, obviously, we are talking about now, this is another issue we would like to be. This is not about the slide. This slide talks about that we have different types of coal, which is petcoke on the left hand side, this one, then we are talking about different US, this is a graph for US. However, we are talking about the subbituminous, good quality anthracite, good quality coal, and finally lignite. So if we use different types of coal in IGCC, what is the liquid penalty? Okay, so what is the loss in efficiency we are talking about? So this problem typically we are going to face in India also, because even with the IGCC coming in, we will be having different types of coal as an input. Now if we have different types of coal as input, what will be the different types of efficiencies with IGCC? Now, one of the questions over there in DHA or the designs, are we talking about the huge amount of petcoke we generate in this country? Do we use this, or heavy petroleum residues we are talking about? Because in my personal experience working with Reliance and SR, and this is the taking out the heavy petroleum residues is really a difficult process, and they have willing technology. Now, so basically they take the bottom residue and for the background video, background distillation columns, and on the bottom residue they use a chemical to fill that one, so that otherwise transfer of that pitch is immense. It's very difficult. But you can convert into a well to the petcoke and you can really generate power to IGCC. If the regulations side can be this, we have almost 16 refineries in India, and they are producing heavy solid residues, and there is a huge amount of production of IGCC power instead of that. And obviously, alternate load manufacturing materials can be there, but power generation, this can replace a huge amount of coal. And where we can have almost 20% compared to the lignite, at least we can find out bituminous, subbituminous coal, which is similar to us, we can have a 15% or 14% of efficiency improvement compared to that. So that's another policy directions we can think about how to use the resources. Investment of IGCC, I think will be probably clear on the basic analysis. I think that's more or less I had to just put down on my thoughts. On the wired thoughts, I would say. Can we discuss something on this? Any of the issues, questions? Yes, sir. Now, floor is up to you, sir. We have not discussed the specific of clinical technologies. What are the clinical technologies that is about the letter? Pardon, sir?
High time for P.
Yes, sir. Then we can discuss about T.
Say yes.
So, sir, let's bet for T or we can have
We will wait for tea. Maybe the questions will.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.